From the best to the absolute worst leads that are out there. Unless there's bait and switch involved, look, I don't care how misleading the lead is. No one is going to respond to a marketing piece regarding a product, a service, or a benefit on something they already have or something they already have taken care of, right? Well, unless you're a bride and you've already bought a wedding gown. We all know you ladies like to continue shopping around anyway. But outside of that, I'm not going to go out looking for cars when I just bought one last week. You see, in the final expense market, the majority of leads that you work, these people have a need. They know they want it. They know they need it. They know they have to have it in order to make sure their biggest fear doesn't become a reality, which is they died and they left a burden on their family. But even with the best, most direct, and transparent life insurance advertisements, when working those leads, boy, do those people like to avoid you like the plague because they are afraid of you. Afraid of what? They don't even know you. I'll tell you what they are afraid of. They are afraid of you trying to sell them something that they don't need, something that they don't want, or something that they just cannot afford. And they don't want to sit through a long presentation. They don't want to be pressured. They simply just don't want to be sold. So they avoid you. And then when you do finally make contact with them, they all like to play a game with you. My name is Rusty Westphal, the professor of final expense, and this is the LPG Eliminator. All right, folks, like, subscribe, let's go. So what is this LPG Eliminator that I keep referencing? Well, before I answer that question, let's first take a step back and let's better understand the final expense market and who our clients really are. Now, folks, please understand that what I'm about to say is not to insult or ridicule our market in any way, but it is to identify who these people really are as a majority and how they think, how they work, how they act. Final expense clients, they are lower income seniors who are where they're at financially for the rest of their lives due to being professional procrastinators, being unaccountable, and avoiding responsibility. Exceptions to every rule, folks, but that pretty well describes the majority of this market. So with that said, again, these people know they want it, they know they need it, they know they have to have it in order to make sure their biggest fear does not become a reality. So they calling out these television ads, they fill out these multiple forms on Facebook and other social media platforms. They fill out these cards they get in the mail, and they all just want a price. How much? So here you come, the agent with the best intentions in the world, ready to service that request. And the moment that you make contact with that lead, they like to play a game that I call Let's Pretend. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I've already got that taken care of. Oh, I've changed my mind. Hey, I just found out that my dad's brother's cousin took out a policy on me years ago, so I'm good. I can't afford it. I didn't know what it was, so I just filled it out. But if it's going to cost me anything, I don't want it. I was just curious. I thought it had something to do with the government. I thought it was free, and on and on and on the game continues with excuses as to why they made the inquiry. And it is your job to play the game better than they do. Now, I'm going to tie in doing this over the phone as well. But for now, let's just say you're in the field at the door. That you don't have a scheduled appointment. You're just door knock the lead and you make contact with the person. Folks, never give the card to them. Don't ever give these people the time and the opportunity to read it, start making excuses, and play the pretend game with you at the door. See, by holding out the card and pointing at their handwriting, that's all that matters. Once they verify the writing, finish the approach, and then get in the door. But Rusty, what if the lead isn't a direct mail lead and you don't have their handwriting? Then what? Easy. Just print off a copy of the ad that they responded to, okay? Put it in a laminated sleeve like so, and say, here's a copy of the ad that you responded to. And I'm sure you remember doing that, right? And then continue. Simple. Folks, field or phone, once you've spent a few minutes building effective rapport with your client, now it's time to eliminate the let's pretend game that these people love to play. This is where you're going to be able to determine if there really is a desire, a need, or a concern. Now, a quick note, anytime that you folks are working leads that have certain vernacular like state benefits or state regulated, and purposely avoid using words like life insurance or burial insurance, then you gotta master this step to a T. Otherwise, you're gonna lose them and you're gonna start spinning your wheels and you're not gonna go anywhere. So after my transitional phrase, speaking of family, I hit them with this question. Now, Mary, when people inquire into this program, it's one of three reasons, and I want you to tell me which one of the three it is. Now, please note, folks, I do not say it's usually one of three reasons. A lot of times it's one of these three reasons. No, I am very matter of fact about it. And I specifically say it's one of three reasons. And I want you to tell me which one of the three it is. So, in other words, there is no other fourth option. So, let's eliminate this pretend game right now, shall we? So, it's either A, these folks have no savings, they have no coverage in place to help fund their funeral or cremation, or B, they have some savings or they have some coverage, but they don't feel like it's enough, especially with the way that inflation has been here recently. Or C, they recently got a plan or a policy, but they're trying to find a better plan or get a better rate than the one that they just got. So, Barbara, out of those three, which one of those three best describes your current situation? And then shut up and let them answer you. 95% of the time, and yes, I mean 95 out of 100 times, these people will give you an answer. A, B, C. Sometimes they might even give you two, like B and C. Either way, the moment that they respond with one of those options, then congratulations. You just eliminated the let's pretend game, and you immediately discovered what's weighing heavy on their heart. And any of you field agents watching this video, I don't just ask the question verbally, I show them. Now, Mary, when people inquire into this program, it's one of three reasons, and I want you to tell me which one of these three it is. Then what I do, folks, is I remove the lead placed on top of the clipboard like so, and then right behind it is the first page of what I call my discovery form. Let them see and better understand the question and options that you are presenting. Draw them pictures and keep everything on a kindergarten level in order to maximize your results. And then I go 1, 2, or 3. Now, what do you do when they don't have an answer? What do you do when they say neither one of those three? First of all, I'm always shocked because rarely is that the case. But when I do, then I just start fishing to see if I can figure out what the hell they were thinking. So my first response is, really? Okay. So John, then tell me what's on your mind, sir. What was the purpose for filling this out? How can I help you today? What questions can I answer for you? And half the time you're going to get confusion. The other half the time you're going to get honesty. Oh, well, I thought it had something to do with the government. Or I wasn't sure, so I just thought I'd fill it out and I'd get something back in the mail. But at least in these situations, you can ask some direct questions to see if their family is at risk by asking if they have life insurance or if they have their funerals all prearranged in advance. So that way, all their family has to do is just make one phone call and then everything else is all taken care of for them. Thought provoking type of questions to see if they are receptive to what you're asking and open to discuss. If not, or if they have no clue why you're there and they're just staring at you like you have four heads, then pack up and leave. Always kill them with kindness. Well, John, look, sir, I'm sorry to disturb you, but thank you for letting me in your home, or thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time over the phone. I'm just going to go ahead and excuse myself now, and I'm going to let you get back to the rest of your day and then move on to your next lead. Folks, when you learn, master, and you execute this step flawlessly, you will reduce the amount of leads that you would have normally burned through, start making life so much easier for yourself, and of course, writing a lot more business. I'll see you guys at the top.